Hi guys, this is FD for Safe5.tv once more back with another video, and this time we are going to be jumping into ISO 20022 cryptocurrency compliance. Here we are going to dive into those projects that claim to be ISO 20022 compliant. Is it worth it? And what are those projects and what could be their prospects? Let's dive in. So what I'm going to share with you guys in this video is not financial advice. If you require financial advice, please seek someone who is trying to give you financial advice. The information contained in this video is just for educational as well as entertainment purposes. So a lot has been said about ISO compliant cryptocurrencies, with some crypto influencers and large YouTube channels actually hyping the narrative around cryptocurrencies that claim to be ISO 20022 compliant. So what is ISO 20022 and does it matter? Keep watching. You may be forgiven for thinking that just because your favorite cryptocurrency project claims to be ISO 20022 compliant, therefore future gains are guaranteed. Unfortunately, that is not the case, guys, as cryptocurrency project can be complex, and most ISO standards are usually the result of huge lobbying efforts from parties with vested interests. And in most cases, those vested interests usually benefit the group that created the so-called standard or the blueprint. It's just something to be aware of. Here is a brief overview of what ISO 20022 is. So ISO 20022 is a new financial services protocol for electronic data interchange, which includes international and cross-border payments between financial services within the traditional payment industry. And this new standard is planned to be used worldwide. This blockchain-based system is earmarked to replace the current 50-year-old SWIFT payment system. ISO 20022 will act as the messaging mechanism which will be utilized within the blockchain-based system, which is the new system the proponents are planning. This new payment system was initially planned for implementation in 2022 with the deadline of 2025 for full implementation. However, SWIFT is reported to be planning its implementation of the ISO 20022 standards around March time of this year, March 2023. So from the day we are doing this video, we are a couple of months away. ISO 20022 is a standard, not a regulation, with different jurisdictions or countries free to interpret and apply the standard as they see fit. At least that's how I understand standards to work. It varies from jurisdiction to jurisdiction because there are most likely to be stronger lobbying from specific countries or powerful than the less developed nations. It is most likely that any guidance document to guide countries and institutions on how this is to be implemented will be based on the views of those parties with potentially the most to lose or gain depending on what your starting point is. The ISO 20022 standard is formally described as a multi-party international standard. I'm sure more parties than fewer ones were passengers during the various technical committee stages. Key to this standard is messaging, and here are some of the sample messages and what they relate to. We've had to sample these because there are approximately 737 messages that have been defined and described. We picked just a handful. So you've got account management, administration, authorities, card administration, ATM management, fee collection, fraud reporting and disposition, cash management, and lots more. We only chose 7 here. So now here's what raised the temperature for me. Here is a Bitcoin P2P transaction, and on the other side, you got the fiat currencies chain for a similar transaction. And reading through the pages and pages of this standard, I came to the realization that with the fiat system, there are too many intermediaries who obviously extract value from the transaction to justify the complexity. The fiat system is riddled with inefficiencies that cannot be found anywhere else where profits are expected to be gained. But the profits do come from somewhere, right? Otherwise, those huge bonuses that define the current financial system of today will not be easy to come by, right? Anyway, granted, we do have miners or validators in cryptocurrencies. That's fine, but what is wrong with me being my own bank? Do I need levels and levels of intermediaries? Answers on a postcard. Please let us know in the comment section as well. So I made reference to inefficiencies with the current SWIFT payment system. Here's a short insight into some of the roles that exist within this system today. There's something called an acquirer. The acquirer is described as an entity acquiring payment card transactions, and that includes this dude right here. That is an acquirer. Then there is an issuer. An issuer is described as an entity issuing the cards, and that's a card issuer to you and me, and that is that dude here. While there is also an agent, and an agent is described as an entity acting as an intermediary between the acquirer and the issuer. So you get it? You got it? An acquirer who is already an intermediary, and then issue another intermediary. And then in between the two of them, another agent is required. An agent, which is an entity acting as an intermediary between the acquirer and the issuer. You can start seeing levels building up already. P2P, your wallet, my wallet, ping. All I need is just an address and the amount for the transaction, and That's it. And I keep my own keys. That means that's my own vault. That's my own bank. The fact that all three of these participants or entities performing these three roles are involved in providing payment card processing services suggests that the ordinary user get taken for a mug, and claiming this is a new standard to process payment or to perform cross-border payments is just a case of replacing the old that they are trying to move away from, or to move us away from, to a new one that is just wearing different clothes. This so-called ISO 20022 payment system is simply enhanced centralization, and anyone who believes in cryptocurrency and the freedoms it's meant to provide should be skeptical at the very least. I'll try and leave some links to the tranche of documents and reports that accompany this ISO 20022. Boring read because it's quite a lot, but if it's something that tickles you, go for it. But I'm telling you, 737 messages, they at least have 2 or 3 documents that are multiple pages that you've got to read. Because mind you, they are trying to explain how the code is going to work, and also put it in text, how the whole system is put together, how it's supposed to work. But you can go and read it for yourself. Links in the description. Anyway, when it comes to cash management, which is one of the so-called messages from our list, on average, it's reported that 2 to 5% of all payments made on any particular day result in an inquiry. An inquiry, by the way, is just a query within the transaction. In an effort to improve the competitive position of cash management offerings, financial institutions are putting increasing pressure on their payments operations. I call it wasteful, if you ask me. While many processing units achieve impressive straight-through processing or STP rates, it is clear that the cost of handling each inquiry resulting from a payment is multiplied in the total payment cost. That's why cryptocurrency was introduced. Management of exceptions and investigations remain one of the most labor-intensive activities for a financial institution, largely because it blocks increased automation. We know that cryptocurrency. The reason for this is the widespread use of free-format messages combined with a lack of industry rules. Okay, you don't need rules. You need everything to be coded. Bitcoin. Have they heard of Bitcoin? I don't know. I'm just saying. Anyway, I shall leave some links again, like I've already said, of ISO 20022 standard for those who are interested. You can bury yourself, lose yourself in the vastness of the libraries containing reports and documents outlining how this so-called new payment system protocol should work or is going to work. Let's now briefly look at some of the cryptocurrencies claimed or claiming to be ISO 20022 compliant. How accurate that is, we don't know, but I guess time will tell. And please also know that the list is not conclusive. There might be others that are claiming or have been designed to be ISO 20022 compliant that are not on this list. The first one is Quant, ticker symbol QNT. Launched in 2018, Quant is considered the overledger with the goal of connecting ISO 20022 compliant blockchains and networks on a global scale. It is earmarked as the core component within the deployment of this new ISO 20022 payment system. If you have been following Quant in recent months, you'll be aware that it has been one of the strongest crypto projects out there within this bear market. So maybe they're onto something, or the crypto market has sensed that, and maybe they are onto something. I don't know. Personally, I do not hold Quant, and I do not intend to hold Quant at this point in time. Next one is Ripple, XRP. That's the ticker symbol for Ripple. So Ripple is a global payments network and boasts some major banks among its client list. XRP, on the other hand, which is the token or coin, is used as an intermediate medium of exchange between two cross-border currencies or networks, acting as a temporary layer denomination. The third one, you got Stellar Lumens, ticker symbol XLM. Stellar is a peer-to-peer decentralized network that was created in 2014 by the Stellar Development Foundation, and I think it launched the following year in 2015. The Stellar platform is designed to move financial resources swiftly and reliably at a minimal cost. XLM acts as an intermediate currency for operations and works in the same way as XRP, that is, converting one currency into XLM first, then into the requested currency. The fourth one is Hedera Graph, or HBAR, ticker symbol. Hedera is an enterprise-grade public network for the decentralized economy that allows individuals and businesses to create powerful decentralized applications, also referred to as dApps. HBAR's key unique feature is the ability to group transactions using its hash graph mechanism. Its algorithm is also patented, which makes it the only project to use that specific technology. The fifth one, you got IOTA, ticker symbol MIOTA, MIOTA. IOTA uses its proprietary technology called Tangle, a system of nodes that confirm transactions. The consensus mechanism used by IOTA is akin to a direct acyclic graph, or DAG. The sixth one is XCD Network, ticker symbol XCD, formerly known as XinFin Network. This is an enterprise-grade EVM-compatible hybrid blockchain equipped aligned with public and private states, as well as interoperable smart contracts. Again, as with the others, its core purpose is cross-border payments. XCD uses a delegated proof-of-stake mechanism with near-zero gas fees. And the seventh and final cryptocurrency, which forms part of the ISO 20022 cryptocurrency group, is Algorand, ticker symbol ALGO, ALGO. Algorand is a self-sustaining decentralized blockchain-based network which supports a wide range of applications and is capable of scaling securely to handle transactions. Algorand utilizes what is known to be a modified proof of stake. I'll leave the links in the description, and maybe at some point we are going to dive into each of these 7 and perform a DYOR to see how they perform when we do a risk evaluation on them. So keep watching this space. At some point we'll do DYOR on each of those 7. So here are my thoughts when it comes to ISO 20022 compliance. My thoughts are: if you watched our previous video on CBDCs, I personally think ISO 20022 is suitable for CBDCs or central bank digital currencies. Have you heard of those? I'm sure you have. So any decentralized cryptocurrency aiming to be ISO 20022 compliant, in my view, is more in common with CBDCs than Bitcoin or Ethereum. Just my own opinion, of course, guys. What do you think? Let us know in the comment section. Anyway, out of the 7 cryptocurrencies listed above as ISO 20022 compliant, I personally hold Algorand, because I like the project. I think it's well designed. I think it's got a huge future. Am I impressed that Algorand is ISO 20022 compliant? Not really. That claim doesn't even move the needle once for me. Not 1 ounce. That means I'm just not bothered. I'm happy with what it does, with or without being compliant to ISO 20022. So we wait to see where this new payment system goes from here and what it's going to accomplish. Comments in the comment section. Until next time, guys, this is FD for Searchfile.tv signing out for now. Bye.